Hi, and welcome to the Nufarm Virtual Learning Series. Today we're going to talk about mite control strategies. There are several challenges in mite management. A good scouting program, spray program, and application method is key to your success. Mites feed on the leaves, fruit, and tissues of nearly all species of ornamental plants. Environmental conditions can cause mite populations to explode. The life cycle of mites can be very short. Given the proper environmental conditions, it can be as short as 4 to 8 days, so populations can build rapidly. Mites can lay several hundred eggs, and extremely high numbers of mites can be found on plant surfaces. And a lot of times, we don't usually detect that mites are present until the plants are already damaged. Typical mite damage looks like this. There's initial damage appears as yellow or gray stippled patterns. Severe damage can include plant yellowing, necrosis, defoliation. The overall appearance may be bronzed, or the plant leaves may be deformed. In very severe cases, you'll see the presence of webbing if you have spider mites. Monitoring for mites is an important step to your mite management program. Scouting is crucial. Monitor regularly and often, especially for plants that are prone to mite damage. That could be every 7 to 10 days in those cases. You want to make sure that you monitor thoroughly. Use a hand lens, get in there and look at the underside of the foliage, look at the venation, see if you see any mites present. A good test to determine if mites are there is the white paper test. We've probably all done this at some point in our career. And what you want to do is just shake the foliage, maybe tap it with a pencil over a white piece of paper, and see if you see any mites moving around. This is also a good test for thrip. You'll find thrip in this case as well sometimes, and be able to find those before any damage is present. When infestations are detected, be sure to monitor downwind. And as I mentioned before, check the underside of the leaves. And many times, mite damage is more severe during dry weather, so you may need to increase the frequency of your scouting during those dry conditions. Mite management considerations, some key decision factors. Which mite pests do you have? What life cycle stage is that pest in, and where is it being found? So there's a lot of different products that are labeled for mites. You need to know each of the product in their use sites, where it can be used, and what types of mites they control, and what life stages those products will also control. You need to know the mode of action, the plant movement, and efficacy of the product considerations that you're looking at. And these are all good reasons to have a good rotational program. It's key, and we're going to talk further on why a rotational program is important. You'll see here there are a lot of different miticides available. All these products are good control measures, but moving forward, we're going to talk more about Minx 2, Engulf, Tetrasan, and Tame is another rotational product that you can consider to control mites. You'll see in this chart the active ingredient, the mode of action, the brand name of various products that can be used for mite control. You'll also see to the right of this chart the type of mite that these products will target. And you'll see that not all products take care of all types of mites. So this is why I mentioned earlier that it's important to know what type of mite you have, and then know what products will take care of that mite. Because you could be using a miticide and then not even target the right type of mite. I mentioned earlier about the mode of action and the cycle focus. You need to know how severe the population is, If the mites are present, there's a good chance you have eggs, juveniles, and adults present. And so it's key or important to know the product that you're using, what life stage that product will take care of. And again, this is another reason why it's important to have a good rotational program, so you're sure to be able to take care of all life stages, the eggs, juveniles, and adults. So let's talk about Tetrasan. Tetrasan has a residual of 4 to 6 weeks. It has translaminar activity. It breaks the life cycle of the mite. It's going to kill the eggs and the immatures, and it sterilizes the adult females. So as I mentioned, having known what life stages you have and what the product's going to kill, here we're actually going to have effect on all life stages, but it's only going to kill the eggs and the immatures. The females could still be running around and be alive, even though they're sterile. It's labeled for landscape, nursery, greenhouse, indoor fruiting vegetables, and Christmas trees. Its mode of action is a Class 10B. It has a caution label, so minimal PPE is required. That's good. It's got an REI of 12 hours. It's non-toxic to birds, bees, and mammals. It's compatible with many beneficials. It's got excellent plant safety, and it's effective on spider mites. Minx 2. Minx 2 is our ABMectin. It's got a caution signal word. It's an improved formulation, being that it is a water-based formulation, so you have less chance of phyto. Its mode of action is a Class 6. It's got indoor and outdoor use sites listed on the label, such as greenhouse, shade house, field-grown ornamentals, foliage plants, Christmas trees, and landscape. It's a local penetrant. The active ingredient penetrates the leaf surface within a few hours, giving you better results on young tender leaves. And its active ingredient remaining on the outside quickly photodegrades, making it safer for your beneficials. It can provide up to 2 to 3 weeks of control. The applicator is not required to wear a respirator. A lot of growers light up when we tell them that. There's less PPE requirements. And then other applicators say they wear one regardless. It's improved plant safety because of that water-based formulation. As I mentioned earlier, you have less chance of phyto with that water-based formulation. And it will control red mites, spider mites, rust and bud mites, cyclamen and broad mites, leaf miners, aphid, whitefly, and thrip. So it's got a broad label. Engulf. Engulf GHN is our new miticide. We're excited about Engulf. It is going to give you effective control of mites with an advanced higher concentration formula. So it's got a 2x concentration, so it's going to be a small bottle, less space taken up in the chemical closet, and you're going to use less product because it's got a low use rate of 2 to 4 fluid ounces, compared to the competition that's at 6 to 8 fluid ounces per 100 gallons. Engulf GHN supports both mixing convenience and reduced visible residue. Its novel mode of action provides quick knockdown, and it lasts for up to 28 days on 18 common mite pests, including grass mites, red mites, two-spotted spider mites. It's beneficially friendly to more than 11 predaceous mites and insects, and it may be used in greenhouses, shade house, ornamental crops, greenhouse-grown tomatoes, and conifer plantation and nursery settings. It's got a caution signal word with a 12-hour REI. We talked earlier about knowing the life cycle of the mite and the type of mites that are controlled by the protection products that you're considering, and the importance of a rotation program. Here, Nufarm has put together a suggested spray rotation program for you. Our Engulf GHN is going to take care of the eggs, juveniles, and adults, and it's going to give you a 28-day residual. Tetrasan is going to take care of eggs and juveniles. And remember, I mentioned it sterilizes the adult. It's going to give you a 6-week residual. And then Minx 2 is going to take care of juveniles and adults, and it lasts about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Now, if you have plant material that's going to go out to market fairly quickly, you may want to tank mix your Tetrasan and your Minx 2 together. And the reason I say that is the Tetrasan is going to take care of the eggs and juveniles, but you'll still have those adults, even though they're sterile, running around on the leaf surface, and you may not want that to go to market and your customer, your retail or landscape customer, to see that. So the Minx 2 is going to kill the adult. So you can tank mix those two, they are compatible. And then you could come back in week 3 and spray your Engulf. And this is going to give you that 6-week program, at which point, after 6 weeks, you could start over and then maybe separate the Tetrasan and Minx 2 into different applications, different weeks, or you can mix in even another miticide to give you another mode of action. Thank you for your time today. We hope you found this virtual learning on mite control helpful. We do have other virtual learnings available, and those can be found at nufarm.com/USturf/. Also at this site, you'll find other resources that may be helpful, such as product bulletins, use charts, and our complete catalog. We are here to help you grow a better tomorrow. So if there's anything we can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and thank you for your support of Nufarm.